got the knowledge in store. Oh yeah, Alan Ng, watch him chop up a flare. Movie and TV show reviews that you need. Film threads on fire, we're planting the seeds. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn the phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. From blockbusters to indie gold. Oh yeah, Chris and Alan break the mold. Pop your corn, turn down the lights. Get ready to groove through movie nights. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn the phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. Grab your popcorn, sit right down. Film thread.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It is a Wednesday here. We have got so much movie news, lots of trailers, and Alan Ng is here. The big story, the Hollywood box office is collapsing. And there's an iceberg ahead, and its name is Snow White. So much to talk about. Alan is here. Let's just start the show because we have too much to talk about. We have too much to discuss. And Alan is in a singing mood.
Man to woman, woman to man, penis to vagina.
Penis to vagina?
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 Hello, Chris. I would like to thank Film Threat for reviewing all my films and, most importantly, reviewing indie films. Now let's get the show on the road. Where is he? Alan.
Here he is.
Yeah. Nick Cage was at South by Southwest for The Surfer. So he's continuing his indie film run.
I saw the trailer. It is a movie we will be discussing in the future. I was not super impressed with South by. We haven't talked about it, but it seems to have gone very corporate.
Well, the news coming out of South by is very corporate. I can attest to the fact that there's the Paramount Theater that shows all the studio stuff, and then over at the Alamo Drafthouse, that's all the indie stuff. And the indie news just doesn't get out there. Let's put it that way.
But it does take up the oxygen, right? Like
No,
all
absolutely.
these big movies, Nick Cage and Blake Lively was there, and like their big movies opening that are all coming to Amazon or Hulu or Disney Plus, and they're at South by. It doesn't feel right to me.
No, I mean Sundance is the exact same way. The only news coming out of Sundance is from the big studios, not the indie films that are coming out of it.
Yeah. Well, but we will review the smaller indie movies. And there you go.
Indie horror films scare the living bejesus out of my grape juice and crackers.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Well, there you
Why
go.
that's that way?
I don't know. Let's see who's here.
All right. Andrew Cram gifted 5 Film Thread memberships. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. Check out the by the way, for new members, check out the members only videos. I saw the Hans Zimmer and Friends documentary that's coming out in a few weeks. It's amazing if you've ever seen his tour. And I saw it. Hans Zimmer was there. He did a Q&A for 30 minutes. I filmed it and put it for members only.
We are making a good movie here. From Mo Rimaga, let's talk about movies.
There you go.
MK Solid, tread carefully today, people. Let's not set Chris off. Let's keep the sticks away from the hornet's nest.
No, just look. I'll get triggered by something that is inaccurate or a mischaracterization, or I don't. What is it like a thing for me is when someone tries to tell me what my opinion is. It's like, most movies, to be fair, most movies I'm mixed on. The majority of it, like 80%, maybe 70% of movies are mixed. And then there's the 10 or 15% that are great. and another 10 or 15% that are utter garbage. And that percentage kind of changes. But I don't like when someone repeats to me, tries to tell me what they interpret my opinion to be.
Are we talking about something specific, or was it the last?
Not really. It was something on the Nooner today. Someone,
okay.
Whatever. It was not a big deal.
Okay. Seed, Chris, thank you for being a voice of reason on the Nooner and pointing out how that guy's documentary could look pretty grifty.
Yeah, we were going to talk about it today. I'm taking a wait and see approach. I think the perception when you're trying to go after so much money, that kind of money, maybe go for 50 grand to finish it. You could release it, pay legal, clear everything for like 50. Like a very base documentary, which is kind of what I did with my doc. So, but the perception when you're going for a money that is as much as a house in Texas, like it seems the perception can be, it doesn't pass the smell test. So I'm going to take a wait and see approach. I don't think the rewards match the project. If you're doing a movie project, you're giving the money to get the movie, not a comic book. So I think that no matter what happens, that there'll be a retool of that campaign. I can only be completely honest, but I genuinely want to help. So I think he's getting really bad advice. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Patrick Lemire, I will say until I'm blue in the face, rejecting physical media for streaming is the single biggest mistake in movie history. Why go to a movie when you can watch it for free in a month or two?
Absolutely. There was an ecosystem that Hollywood had down pat. This ecosystem of you release a movie, then it comes out on DVD, then it was on cable like after a year.
Or pay-per-view cable.
Or pay-per-view. Then they had this way a movie was released. Shortening the window from theatrical to VOD, biggest mistake in movie history, a colossal mistake, and is costing them money.
And Lord Thoth, the great Lord Thoth, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. Buy our merch, shop.filmthread.com.
That's right. I ordered the Fantastic Four inspired shirt. There are 2 of them. And this one, it's the classic lettering from the Fantastic Four. I love it in different colors. So I like that shirt. I like all our new stuff. There's a Superman inspired shirt.
Yes.
So there you go. Just pick your poison, pick your shirt, pick your size, pick the color, the design. They're all custom made. So go to shop.filmthreat.com. But I think the Film Threat staff and me buy more stuff than our audience.
I think so.
I mean, it is what it is. And I also got pint glass too. A couple pint glasses. I love those. So yeah, there you are. And also another reminder that Film Threat is a sponsor of the Credo 23 Film Festival, which is March 28th through 30th. Get more info at credo23filmfest.com. Go there and check it out. I've got a little video here. As you can see, Alan, we are a sponsor with Justine Bateman. It's Justine Bateman's Film Festival. She asked for our help. We are promoting it and encouraging you to buy tickets. It's all weekend at the American Legion Hall in Hollywood. Great venue, actually. So Alan and I will both be there. Okay, we have so much news to get to and so many trailers. One that will shock you, but one that's making the rounds now. Lilo and Stitch is a beloved animated movie. Alan, you're a big fan. I heard you talk.
I'm a big fan of Lilo and Stitch, yes.
Yeah, well,
I have the talking Stitch over here.
I am not a fan. No surprise. I am not a fan of the recent Disney live action retellings of their films. I mean, with upcoming Snow White, I think people are very skeptical. I am taking a wait and see, but here's the first trailer for Lilo and Stitch. You ready? I have not seen this.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
Shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
What the hell?
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Down from there.
Look like an angel.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
No. Physical media.
No. Dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
Ew, we are not keeping this thing.
Ohana means family means nobody gets left behind.
Or forgotten.
Stitch dad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good. That's close. I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Agent Cobra Bubbles, we have a blue dog to catch.
No, where?
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
All right. Look, it's not for me. It's gonna make $1 billion.
Yeah, it's congratulations,
look,
Disney. You have a hit.
It's, you know what? It's not for me, but it's not. Rachel Zegler's not in it, thankfully. There's no political bent. It doesn't look. It's a boy and his dog, or a girl and her pet.
And her dog, yeah.
Yeah,
it's an alien.
It's kind of an ET story, right? It's the ET storyline, effectively. I have no problem with it. Not for me, but this will make a ton. My daughter also was a huge fan of Lilo and Stitch. Huge fan. So, and she is, I think she'll like this. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah. Congrats, Disney. You're about to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you're gonna make a live action version of a classic animated feature, just remake the feature. Remake the animated feature. Don't mess around with it. Don't try to be woke with it. Fortunately, it already has a diverse cast in it in the first place, so it was already there. But let's also be real. What's the point in making a live action version, basically a 3D version of a 2D cartoon? Because that's what you have here. Look, this is going to be an economic boon for Disney, because it will recapture the feelings that we all had with the original. The original was a massive success.
Right.
This just adds to it. It's not like you can just re-release the original and make $1 billion. they're going that extra step. They're going to make $1 billion with it. So clearly, this is a cash grab. They need the money.
Oh, it's a cash grab, without a doubt.
And they're following it. The other thing is, it will create a resurgence in Lilo and Stitch merchandising, at least from the original. So it's a very smart move for Disney to make, and they're gonna. This is an easy lottery ticket for them. I'm excited. I'm gonna see it. I'm excited to see it. My daughter is cautiously optimistic. You got the original voice back. That my only thing is, it's like Ving Rhames and Courtney B. Vance are the same age. Why couldn't you get Ving Rhames to reprise the role as Bubbles? Other than that,
you know what? Again, not for me. I'll probably see it and go, that was fine, and I'll forget about it. But I'm not the target demo. But I don't have any issues with it. So
just as long as it follows the original movie, it will do well and doesn't try to pull any shenanigans.
Okay, let's go to comments here. There's a bunch.
All right, from Farmity for 999. What's your honest opinion of the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav?
I think he is very based. I think he's no nonsense, common sense. I think he wants to make money, but I think the sea change he's trying to make with the company is like turning a battleship and turning it 100. You can't turn it on a dime. It will take time. So remains to be seen if he's able to. I think what you really do to make change is you fire people.
Yeah,
I think that sends shockwaves in a company. And I think what you've got to do, you got to normalize firing people who are bad at their jobs or don't toe the company line, which is make money for your shareholders. You know?
I mean, I think you're right. My things I've heard about him is he seems pretty based, but it's like the deep state. There are elements within Warner Brothers that won't let him make changes unless he basically cuts off the cancer. Like he needs to drop CNN. CNN is a money loser for them, and unless you clean house at CNN, you're in trouble. You're not fixing the problem.
I think almost every company today has to go through a Doge-like purge. And I think part of that is I saw a thing about that people in corporations now regret hiring college grads. They're lazy. They complain the most. They're not hard workers, and they're like just high maintenance.
Yeah. I mean, seeing these layoffs going on in government, like government jobs being lost and people being out of work, it's like, have you never been fired in your life? Have you never been laid off in your life? Have you never been told to get to work and do your job?
Struggle builds character.
Adversity builds.
Let's get to these comments, and I would ask fewer or much fewer comments because we have so much to do.
Heartbreak Ridge, member for 7 months. Hail Film Threat. My first film to see in the theater in 2025 is going to be Black Bag. Fingers crossed. You have any thoughts about this movie?
I don't. I'm seeing it tonight. Early access.
And I would say that if you're wanting to make a big impact on 2025 for your first movie, well, maybe this movie is not the one you need to see.
Yeah, I don't know that there's been that movie yet.
I've seen it. It's okay. Mysterion, I just don't get the point. Watch the original if you want to watch it. They need money.
Cash grab. Yeah.
ADLS 24 looks surprisingly competent for live action Disney. Yeah.
You know why? It stuck to the spirit of the original.
Yep. RC, Disney has a huge hit as long as they stick to the original. The Garth Knight Returns. This is a story of how Chris adopted Alan.
It actually is very
with the nose picking. Yes,
they only changed a few facts.
The Grizzly for 10. The problem is that Hollywood can never learn its lesson. I also think it's just too late. People moved over to video games. I'm looking forward to the new Doom game 10X more than any movie.
Well, I'll say this. Grizzly, I have a treat for you. If you are into video games, an intrepid and ambitious filmmaker has made a Contra short film. That's right. If you've ever played Contra, side-scrolling shooter game, lot of fun. I played Contra many times. Old game. Someone has made a short film, and we have the trailer, the 1-minute trailer. Alan, do you ever play Contra?
I don't remember. Is this an arcade game or is this a console game?
It's both. And this is the
okay,
poster.
Yes.
This is the poster. It's very simple game. I don't know how much story there is to it, but here's the poster. We're looking at it. Looks very much like the game. And here is the 1-minute trailer, and we will watch it together. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
We need you back, William.
Yeah!
Step aside.
Watch me blow this bubble.
Yeah!
Oh, there you go.
Get ready to spread democracy.
I want that. I want the full movie. This is great. Okay, we're going to post the trailer on the Film Threat Trailers channel. I don't promote that enough. But this came Film Threat, we get sent a lot of crazy films. This looks awesome. Cannot wait. There's going to be a review on Film Threat. I think this came in. Here we go to comments real quick.
Darth Yeager, I didn't think I needed this until now.
Yeah, especially this
America. Malwinius, Cyrano, all from York. I've only saw the headline for Contra. How did they manage to put that much action into a short movie?
Well, that's just the teaser. There is the short film itself will be reviewed on Film Threat. So it's coming to the Beverly Hills Film Festival. I didn't even know about that.
Pilgrim Media for 2. The roof is on fire. Let the MFR butt.
Thanks.
Burn. Oh, let the MFR burn. Okay.
Nice. Okay. We have so many other stories. There is our final trailer today is a Spinal Tap 2. Now, Alan, you're a fan of Spinal Tap. Who isn't?
I am a big fan of Spinal Tap.
Did we need a Spinal Tap 2? Let's be
No.
honest.
No, we don't. The first one is perfect. The second one is just member berries. Hey, they're back.
Right. But look, this is just a teaser. I am a huge fan of it. I mean, it almost does it. What's funny is you could watch that movie and not think it's fake, not a parody, that it's actually real. But we have the teaser here. You ready?
Yes.
It's short, but let's look at it. Just dropped. Well, it's coming out.
Yeah.
This fall. That was
September.
that was a quick teaser. I will see it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I will see there's a lot of classic movies coming to theaters. We talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Looking forward to that. So I don't know I'll go for sure. I don't know why we need it, but
yeah, I just don't get the sense that it can outdo the first movie.
You cannot.
And that it's going to be, I don't know. It's weird, but I think the world today is much more insane than it was back in the mid 80s when the original came out. It
could be funny if they really lean into like Me Too and canceling and
Yeah.
mock it. If they mocked wokeness in the movie,
Yeah.
and like them trying to be metal guys, like now, like
Yeah. Well, remember the big controversy of the first one was smell a glove. You know, woman on all fours smelling a glove, and that was the big argument. You know, what is the argument going to be today?
Right.
The lyrics were so offensive. You know, what are the Spinal Tap lyrics of this modern era? That's if they handle it right, this will be great. If they handle it wrong, it'll be a dud.
That's how I feel. This you could do this if you made fun of everything.
Yeah.
But if
you lean
Meathead,
into it,
yeah,
if you
but
lean
if
into
Meat-
cancel culture, it'll be a great movie.
yeah, if they do that, but I highly doubt it. Let's go to your comments.
Especially if you have Rob Reiner behind it. Bat Manual, Spinal Tap 2, the amp goes up to 12.
Hell yeah.
I will not eat the bugs. Spinal Tap 2, no. Yeah. Again from I Will Not Eat the Bugs. The music industry has changed from when the first film was released, and rock music isn't as popular as it once was. I mean, if it recognizes all that.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Now, we have a ton of news related to box office, but a couple things first. Karla is back. Karla Sofia Gascon comments to learn and listen. What is this story, Alan? Let me bring it up.
You want me to bring it up?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
And let's talk about it.
So Karla Sofia Gascon commits to continuing to learn and listen in the latest statement. I'll just get to the statement. In her newest statement, the actress writes that sometimes we put on a shield to protect ourselves so that harm does not reach our hearts, our skin, or our souls. And then she has her own armor like everyone else. The problem is precisely that shields can be cold and hard on the outside and can hurt those around you. That is what happened to me, she adds. Gascon also states that she herself has been the target of harmful words in recent weeks and has also said harmful things throughout my life that have caused others to feel offended. And she offered an apology. All I have offended at this point in my life and throughout my journey, and promised to commit to continuing to learn and listen so as to not make the same mistakes in the future. You will always find me on the opposite side of fanaticism, imposition, patriarchy, fascism, dictatorship, terror, abuse, and irrationality. I do not bind myself to any political flag. I only try to be a human being in constant evolution with success and failure, she also said.
Well, what do you think? Do you think Karla will be cast in other things?
No, she is definitely on the apology tour. She's on the bend the knee. I've committed the great sin, and she is trying to talk her way back into Hollywood. And I think it was just so mishandled at the start that I don't think she has a chance of getting back in. My feeling up front was all the Islamophobic comments she made may have been surrounding the fact that she is trans, and that Islam is not exactly the biggest fan of trans women, and I think she just got caught up. You know, she said bold words, made bold statements, feeling like she was defending herself, and of course, progressiveness and wokeism took it all the wrong way, and now she's kind of in this spiral downward.
Yeah. I just I don't know. I think Karla's career is over. I think the only thing this actor can do is go away for a couple years and do something small indie project. I think between the lukewarm reception to Amelia Perez, the failure although at the Oscars, it won 3 Oscars.
Yeah.
Okay. Not really a total failure, but whatever. I don't know. I think you're taking a risk casting this person, and these days, especially with dwindling box office and collapsing box office. We'll get to that. I think Hollywood is going to be very risk averse. People like Karla and Rachel Zegler, for that matter, are going to find the roles are going to be a few and far between. Final thoughts, go to comments.
Yeah, it just seems like, again, she's just trying to fight to get her career back. And she's going the route of, rather than standing up and standing up for herself and her positions, she's bowing to the knee, bowing to wokeism, to Hollywood, to the leftism. And, quite frankly, there are other trans actors out there who can take her spot. Let's be real about it. From Pilgrim Media for 2, does Karla Sofia Gascon have a dialect? What? I don't know. Okay. What does that say, Chris? I don't know. At what?
Does Karla Sofia Gascon have to dilate? That is
dilate.
When a male it's actually best explained in a song.
Man to woman, woman to man, penis to vagina.
Penis to vagina?
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 When a penis is turned into a vagina, it's effectively a wound that must be kept from healing. And I don't want to get it graphic,
but like ear piercings, you got to keep
like you have to dilate. You have to have something obstructing the healing. That's that's about the extent of my knowledge of that. So I'm going to stop.
Okay. All right. Laura Buckles, he needs to transition to unemployed.
Well, there you are, Laura.
All right. Fun with collecting. Right. I'm sorry I got caught, and I'm sorry, but I'm also a victim. That's right. ADLS 24. If she wants to stay in the U.S., we got to call him Carlos.
Well, there you are. All right. Let's bring up our next news story. We have a lot. And let's go with this. In Disney news, Tiana deeply disappointed with Disney series cancellation. This is the Tiana series.
Yes.
Was it like for Disney? But bring it up, Al. Let's add it here.
Yeah.
Princess and the Frog star Annika Noni Rose speaks out on Disney Plus series being shelved. Deeply disappointed. Let's hear it, Alan.
Yeah, the series was a long time coming, and a lot of beautiful work was put into it by all the creatives involved. The actress who voiced Tiana in the original 2009 film said on social media, let me see. Let's see. Last week, an announcement was made regarding the cancellation of the series Tiana. She shared a statement on Instagram. I've been getting loads of messages expressing kindness, support, and overwhelming disappointment. I, too, am deeply disappointed that the continuation of Tiana's journey in the series form has been cut short. The series was a long time coming, and a lot of beautiful work was put into it by all the creatives involved. She continued crediting longtime champion Jennifer Lee, former head of Disney Animation, writer-director Joyce Cherie, and the fabulous animators and amazing music team. Hey, I want to show you pictures from my trip to Walt Disney World.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah,
is this, you rode the ride?
I rode the ride. Yes, this is one of the big ones that we want to do. So the story does not take place at the time of the Princess of the Frog. It takes place in the future when Tiana has created an employee-owned company called Tiana's Food. What two words here tip off the fact that this company will fail in a few years?
Employee-owned.
That's right.
I mean, it's so ironic. Obviously, it's so ironic. Oh,
yeah. Here, let me show you. So when you go to the ride, this is on the exterior of the ride. Isn't that? Look at that artwork. Look at that. Beautiful.
That looks like downtown LA, although even their graffiti art is better. That looks awful.
Yeah, and this is what I understand the series was about. It wasn't about the further adventures of Tiana as a frog and Prince Naveen, but it was about this employee-owned food company, and
That's what it's about.
I believe
show
so.
is- oh
That
my
was my
God.
understanding.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
that the series comes out of the ride, rather the original film that everyone loved,
Oh man.
and it makes you think maybe Disney is starting to see the light and starting to cancel projects that just are going in the wrong direction, culturally speaking.
Wow. It's so I don't know. You rode the ride, Alan. Is it
Yeah.
any good?
Well, if you close your eyes, it's the exact same ride as Splash Mountain. You know, it's I mean, it's fine. Look, I'll be 100% honest. When I rode the ride, everything worked, even though it broke at the end. So once we went down the slume, once we went downhill, it broke down. But other than that, the robots all worked, and from our perspective, it seemed fine. But again, it's this story that it took Tiana in a direction that we didn't want. We wanted the movie story to be in this new ride, and instead we got communist employee-owned businesses instead.
Yeah, well, they canceled it just in time.
Yeah.
Let's go to comments here.
Poker Media for 2. Well, boys, I got that past the censors. Yeah.
It's all good, Pilgrim. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Tyler Sheridan, bring back Splash Mountain.
Do you remember? Now, do not look this up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Flash Mountain?
Flash Mountain?
Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
Don't look this up like
Okay.
I am doing right now. If you look up Flash Mountain Disneyland, which you should never do.
Oh, is it?
It's
okay.
people
I think I know what you're talking about.
flashing and then posting images of them flashing when they go down the final incline.
Yeah, the big drop.
So and I didn't flash, obviously, but what I did do is I did this thing where everybody's like, yay. When I did it, it's a picture from years ago. All I did was sit there like this. I was like looked bored and upset. And then everyone else is happy. And I'm sitting here like this in the very back, like hilarious. Oh, it's so funny.
I did the old Batman thing.
I cannot share these images.
Yeah, they got. I remember near the end they got wise to all that, and they just deleted the photos before you got off the ride.
It got shut down pretty quick. Alan, comments.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought we got Amy Carcatera. Bring back Splash Mountain. Yes,
that's right.
Please. The Nerd Far Away. That's some deeply disappointing art.
It was really lackluster. That's Disney.
Well, they hired consultants to African American consultants from New Orleans to tell them the artwork and
paid them too much money.
Exactly.
And that's BS.
Yeah, and Disney should have dodged it a long time ago. After Embers, I'm so sad. I love Princess and the Frog and love Disney stories, Disney series growing up, like Aladdin series. It could have been so good if they sincerely tried to tell the story instead of an agenda.
Yep.
But at least you're not going to be able to see it. ADLS, employee owned, aka socialist crap. Yep.
Precisely. All right. Our next news story. You're not going to believe this. Scarlett Johansson says Black Widow is dead. There's been a lot of speculation about Black Widow. Will Black Widow come back? Well, let's see. From Variety.
All right.
Scarlett Johansson turned down studio's request to join Instagram for Jurassic World publicity. Says Black Widow is dead, but Marvel fans don't want to believe it. Alan, if you would.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson is one of the rare Hollywood A-listers to not have a social media footprint on major platforms like X and Instagram, and it doesn't seem like that it's about to change. Speaking to InStyle magazine for a new cover story, The Oscar nominee revealed that her Jurassic World Rebirth studio recently asked her about whether or not she would join Instagram to help promote the summer blockbuster. She's just not that interested. I mean, even today, I got an email from Universal, and they're like, hey, would you consider joining Instagram in tandem with the release of Jurassic World Rebirth? Johansson said, I get a lot of pressure to join social media. It does not make me think, is there a way? It does make me think, is there a way where I could do this and stay true to who I am? I didn't feel like I could.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. Unless you want to. Oh, okay. Sorry. The work that I put out there is all based in truth. That's the key ingredient she added. So if I was a person who really enjoyed social media, then I could totally get on the bandwagon, but I'm not. And I think the film will do fine.
Yeah. There we go.
You want to get to the Black Widow?
Here she's asked about Black Widow right here, starting with Avengers Endgame.
Okay. And then she went on the headline, the prequel Black Widow that marked her last MCU appearance, and Johansson told InStyle it will stay that way. Natasha is dead. She is dead. She's dead. Okay. They just don't want to believe it, Johansson said of Marvel fans. They're like, but she could come back. Look, I think the balance of the entire universe is held in her hands. We're going to have to let her go. She saved the world. Let her have her hero moment. Hero moment.
Her hero moment. Well, there you go. You know what? Gotta say, I respect her. She's been involved in very few controversies. One being that she was stiffed on Black Widow. She wasn't paid, but that's not her fault. So look, I gotta respect her. She doesn't want to join social media. I think that's smart. Alan?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you shouldn't be forced to join social media. I've certainly had my fair share, but social media is what I call unforced errors. It's like you're probably going to do more to damage yourself than you will promote yourself on social media.
Well, to be fair, you tweet like a 13-year-old girl.
Yes.
You're always.
I'm a
troll.
You know what,
though? I would bug you about it, but it's so funny. I love it. Follow my pal Al.
My pal Al. Yeah, I will admit that I spend a lot of time not posting things on social media because I know it's going to get me in trouble. So if I do ultimately post something, it was well thought out and meant to be sarcastic as hell.
Let's go to comments here, and then we'll get to our main story.
All right, A.D. Ellis. Respect to Scarlett for refusing to get IG even while Universal demanded it.
Yep.
Yeah. Earth needs heroes. Black Widow is dead. The MCU is dead.
Yep.
Popcorn power. Yep. All of the MCU is dead. Everyone wanted and begged for more Black Widow, yet they gave her a crap script.
Yeah, true.
Fun with collecting. Great. Like Robert Pattinson said today, celebs need to back off and be mysterious again. Yeah. Yes. I think that would help the Oscars out, I believe. Day Tripera for 100 Argentinian pesos. Finally watched Better Man here in Argentina last Sunday in a sold-out movie theater. I absolutely loved it. 70% of the people were Gen Z, which surprised me.
Thank you. Everyone who actually sees the movie really enjoys it.
Mm-hmm.
Alan?
It's weird. I agree. See Better Man if you can.
Can you sing any of the songs?
No, I can't. Not off the top of my head.
Are you sure about that? I think you can.
Can I? Is there a joke?
I'm trying to bait you.
I know. If I knew, look, I don't know Robbie Williams, and I don't know Take That. So there's no song I can say.
Yeah, thank you for your generous super chat.
Bye. All right. Uncle Jimmy, her death should never be tampered with. It was the ending she needed as a character. Exactly. Yep. Which is why I think people are upset that RDJ is back.
Right.
Even as Dr.
Now, big story. Disney scales back Snow White premiere. If you bring up the story, Alan, they already scaled back the UK premiere. Now they're scaling further back the LA premiere, which is next Tuesday, I believe.
Yes.
Is the premiere in Hollywood at the El Capitan Theater. That's where Disney does all their premieres. They're scaling it back out of fear that the PR will further erode sales for the movie. Pre-sales, by the way, are awful for Snow White. We'll do that after we read this story. We're gonna look at AMC if you bring up AMC, but like read this story first, if you would, from the Hollywood Reporter. Alan?
Yeah, inside Disney Snow White troubles. They need to get this over with.
That's the headline.
Hollywood Reporter.
Oh my God.
Disney's live-action Snow White reboot starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot seemed like a can't-miss project 5 years ago. No, we knew it. We knew it 5 years ago. But have some PR missteps combined with anti-woke outrage turned marketing the film into a poisoned apple. Get it?
I like how you remember that line. That was good.
Disney Snow White won't hit theaters until March 21st, but for the team at the Mouse House, the date can't come soon enough. The female skewing live-action event pick, which remakes Walt Disney's cherished 1937 animated classic, has been under fire for years on social media due to combinations of the film's progressive creative decisions and star Rachel Zegler's controversial comments, while also suffering from culture war attacks that seem doggedly determined to torpedo perceived woke films no matter what. Who are they talking about? As a result, Disney is handling the movie rollout with in some unique ways. In news that broke out earlier this week, Disney is taking next-level measures to stage manage the film's world premiere in Los Angeles, March 15th. While the event won't be scaled back, as some headlines claim, the studio isn't allowing regular red carpet press to attend in order to prevent Zegler and Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, from answering questions on the spot. The studio's position is that they opted for a more celebratory, family-friendly afternoon event to match the tone and target audience for the film. Snow White isn't the first major film to manage a red carpet in a restricted way. Warner Brothers did much of the same at the world premiere of The Flash, starring the embattled Ezra Miller. The film isn't getting a traditional UK premiere. Instead, Zegler, who won an open casting call to portray Maria in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, will perform in front of the castle in Segovia, Spain, that inspired the castle in Walt Disney's original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Even before the LA premiere news, however, there's a sense that Disney was being a bit bashful about Snow White. One theater owner and rival studio source says Disney's massive marketing machine has been uncharacteristically quiet until quite recently, noting advanced ticket sales didn't commence until Monday, less than 2 weeks before the film's release. Many of the studio's live-action film tentpoles in recent years have typically been booked at least 1 month before film open, including last year's Mufasa and The Little Mermaid. They've also been going through the motions on Snow White, all but saying, we need to get this over with. An exhibition source told The Hollywood Reporter, an advanced sales cycle is less than 2 weeks, just screams, we have zero faith in this thing, and it couldn't come at a worse time when the industry is trying to limp along to May.
Okay, end it there. Alan, don't you have a source also in the theatrical? What did they say? I cannot wait to show you this.
Okay.
I have like what the theaters on opening night ticket sales.
So
okay.
So I'll tell you
what you heard.
So what I heard is that contrary to what this report says, is that theaters believe that this will be a success. That Snow White will be a box office success, and they point to Mufasa. Because you and I talked about Mufasa. We talked about how bad it was, how horrible the music is. It's terrible. It until I saw Emilia Perez, it was my worst movie of the year. Yet Mufasa, I believe, is approaching the $500 million box office point. And the feeling among theaters is that Snow White will do the same. And we talked a little bit about it on Versus, and Robert Meyer Burnett basically said that kids don't care. Kids don't care what Rachel Zegler, what her politics are. Which is why I believe Disney has pulled back the PR. It's not that they don't want to promote it. A, they don't want to spend a lot of money to promote it, and B, it's best not to let the actors speak and just have a celebration about the film rather than a traditional press tour. And so I think this is actually a smart move on Disney's part. Just cut down your marketing budget, and again, unforced errors. Don't let your actors tank the movie before it comes out.
Yeah, well,
that's my feeling. So we'll see. I mean, box office will tell whether it's just us, shouting at the sky, or whether parents will take their kids to see a Snow White movie.
We shall see. Okay, anecdotal.
Yes.
This is the AMC. This is I'm logged into my account here for the AMC theaters. I am an A-list member. This is the Disney Snow White opening night fan event.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a special screening.
I'm going to look for tickets at the most profitable theater in America, which is the AMC Burbank 16. And the 6 p.m. show, which is the first show in Dolby, 6 p.m., AMC Burbank 16. I'm going to look, and there are 13 tickets sold for the opening night fan event in the Dolby Cinema. Let's see where it is in IMAX. I'm going to back out of this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will look at getting tickets for, let's see, not the opening night fan event, just a regular screening of Snow White. So AMC Burbank 16, advanced tickets, opening night, IMAX, 2 p.m. 5 tickets sold in the IMAX theater. That is huge screen. 4:45 show, a little later. There are 6 tickets sold. Again, anecdotal. Okay, the IMAX screening at 7:30. We got about 30 tickets here.
Yeah.
That
feels like parents with kids,
That's 10% sold.
Yeah.
This is a disaster. I mean, even movies like your lame whatever would completely sell out on opening night. Should I change the date? How about Saturday?
Yeah,
Saturday afternoon, kids. Let's look at a 2 p.m. show on Saturday afternoon, the AMC Burbank 16. Are people buying advance tickets? There are 2 tickets sold.
Hey, go to a regular screen. Parents don't want to spend $100 to take their kids.
Okay.
So go to the laser. The laser.
Laser. Okay, laser at 2:30 p.m.
Yeah, matinee.
No tickets sold. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. There's nothing.
Again, this is anecdotal. I think that the people who would go see Snow White are families that don't pay attention to any of this news. They're not AMC A-list. They're not buying advance tickets 2 weeks in advance. They're showing up to the theater, buying a ticket, and going to see the movie.
Yeah.
And the let's get this over with attitude. Look at that. That's an empty theater on a Saturday matinee show.
Yeah. I mean, what this shows is that there's no excitement behind this movie. Parents.
I selected that.
That's you. But again, this is similar to Mufasa. I think you'll see more tickets sold, the day of. I don't think you're going to see it in the premium theaters. I think the tickets that are going to be sold are going to be in the
by the way,
theaters.
The fan event screenings come with some premium.
Yeah, you get I believe it's one of those pop sockets.
You get like a pop socket that's a poison apple.
Yeah, there you go.
So advanced tickets for the fan event, people come dressed up. For Wicked, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you our screening, the screening we're going to will be full.
Let's see. How about forget Burbank, Santa Anita, which I go to sometimes. The fan event. About 10 tickets sold.
Yeah.
That's it. The opening night fan event. Do you want to share your neck of the woods? You're in Anaheim.
No, this is Orange, AMC Orange, our largest theater.
Wow.
Yeah, I think less than 10 tickets are sold for that fan event. There's 2 of them in Orange County. The other one's not doing that much better. Let me see. I can get to the other ones.
Well, I'm just again, this is all anecdotal. Let's see. AMC Century 15, that's on the west side. Let's look at this fan event. 8 tickets sold. No, 9. 9 tickets sold. This is like anemic. Even like for like the pack a theater on opening night, you get like people. Let's look at the Grove in the middle of LA. It's about 15 tickets sold. This is disastrous.
Yeah, there's no excitement behind this movie.
There is none. I mean, Alan, will it be they've adjusted down the estimated gross down to like 55 million?
Yeah.
I guess kind of what the Marvels did. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think what's going to happen is when, once the movie comes out, we'll know. We'll know, A, is the music good? B, how horrifying the dwarves are? And C, how much of the objectionable material has been replaced? And we'll see. If the movie winds up being fairly innocuous, I think you're going to see it do well. Once word gets out.
And I agree with you from this standpoint. I don't think that the audience for this movie buys advanced tickets.
Yeah.
I think they're not A-list members. They don't subscribe to AMC. They're casual moviegoers. They go to a couple, 2-3 big movies a year. They bring the whole family on a Saturday afternoon.
And they're not going to a premium theater.
They're not going to IMAX, or they're not paying a lot for tickets. They'll go to the basic theater. They'll get the popcorn bucket, and so in spite of the data, not a lot of advanced ticket sales. I think the audience for this movie wouldn't actually buy advanced tickets. It could see a bump. Final thoughts, what a comment.
Yeah, I mean, we got word that that a lot of Rachel Zegler's scenes were replaced by a younger actress, so it kind of tells the backstory. And I think my feeling is that Disney's they're gonna do what they did with Inside Out 2. They're just gonna remove all that objectionable stuff that we've been complaining about. And what may happen is we get a very bland, okay movie. And that's enough for parents to come out and give it Mufasa type numbers. Because again, Mufasa, I mean, who knew? We were predicting it was going to fail, and it didn't. And I feel like Snow White may be in that same position.
Let's go to comments here, starting with
Jean Hu. Gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
And to everyone who got those gifts.
And add some more. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Ellen.
Let me just switch over here. Okay. The Nerd Far Away, Critical Drinker was right. Disney isn't confident this movie will do well. Yeah. I think a lot of it also is they're cutting back on the marketing expenditures. They're not spending that much money on it, which is another good move on Disney's part. Let's see. I'm sorry. Here, let's do this. Nikki XH, member for 12 months. Thank you for that. I think you had a message or something. Andrew Cram for 10. If kids don't care about politics, then who is buying tickets? Is it the parents who do care, or the kids who told him here by Mr. Ng that don't have an opinion about world events? I don't think. Look, when my kid was young, I could care less about politics. When she was a baby, we just went to see movies. And I feel like that's where parents today are. And there is a big audience for parents with kids. Patrick Lemire, moms and grandmas don't do pre-sales. Exactly. Hey, it's me and HD. I have a feeling this movie will be big overseas, especially in Europe. Yeah. Bill W. They're literally sending Gal Gadot and Zegler to opposite sides of the earth for each other now. There we go. Patrick Lemire, is this the gayest Snow White ever? Adam says, just burn the film and re-release the original. More MAGA. Let's talk about movies. We got that one. Yeah. All right. There you go. Anything else? Anyone else have something to say? Earth needs heroes. Can't wait for this movie to come out and flop so we can finally forget it ever happened. See, that's what I said about Mufasa. Hey, Tom. Mufasa made, $712 million worldwide, 200 million in the US. I'm Godsmacked. And that's, again, that's what my theater contact says, is that they're expecting Snow White to do very well for theaters, especially the independent ones. Let me see. Here we go. Did we get this one? Okay. Yeah, we got that one. Geek True 64. I hate to disagree with Alan, but Mufasa chugged along based on 90s nostalgia. Snow White doesn't have that. Kids would rather see lions than women singing. I'll say this about Mufasa. Mufasa is the boys' movie. Snow White is the girls' movie. And I think, it's a proven audience. And I think if they pull out anything that's remotely woke in the movie, parents will take their kids to see it.
I heard the comments there. I agree with Geek Truth 64. Snow White doesn't have the 90s nostalgia. It doesn't. It's a classic, yes, but I'm really skeptical.
But if you think about it, a 10-year-old kid who saw Mufasa wasn't around in the 90s.
Right.
And I would much rather if Mufasa been a better movie. But it's not.
All right, continuing.
Thomas Anderson for 999. The culture warriors are going to take the W they don't deserve. The movie will fail because it is terrible, not because of cope vids ad nauseum from Lunatic Fringe. It's important people know this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I keep going back to Mufasa. Mufasa was terrible and made a lot of money.
It was one of my least favorite movies of last year. Mm-hmm. And I think you and I both gave it a bad review.
Yeah. It was the worst movie until I saw Emilia Perez.
Right.
All right. And then lastly, Jade Scott for 5. The objectionable content is made by Disney. Not a penny to Disney until they apologize, admit there are only 2 genders, and remove Iger.
Well, we'll see about that. I'm not sure. But I think Disney has a long way to go to get back the public trust. So,
yeah.
Alan.
Yes.
Are you ready for another treat?
Yes.
I'm a huge Batman fan. Huge. Love Batman. You see the Batman logo?
Yes.
Here.
And who is your insurance company?
My insurance company, oddly enough, is State Farm.
Okay.
They don't need to, use this commercial on me. I'm already a customer. But this is an extended cut of a trailer that's 2 minutes with Batman and the Joker and all. See, I wish they didn't spend this kind of money to promote insurance. If they've got this kind of money to promote State Farm, how about just lower my rates? Okay, lower them.
Wow.
But we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this. It may be insufferable, but we're gonna watch it because why? Because Batman's in it, the Joker's in it, and I haven't seen the whole thing. I saw only the first part. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Go, the Joker.
As havoc continues across Gotham City, it seems our only hope is Batman.
Batman? Yeah, close enough. Bateman. Gotta tell you, the suit really bunches up in the old Batcave, if you know what I mean.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Riddle me this.
What is dusk? You don't have to answer in the form of a question.
What is dawn? You don't need to answer like that.
Do something, Bateman!
Yeah, okay.
Stop. Whoa, cat lady. Time out. Wow.
Nice fanny bag.
Thank you. Rude. What is love? All right. What isn't love? You know, just toss him.
Not all protection is the same.
Any last words?
Just one. It's a long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman! Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something.
That's hurtful.
Citizens need help as vandalism spikes.
Never play with poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
Someone's a flirt.
Bateman, please.
Yeah, this is feeling much more Batman to me.
Are you serious, bro?
When it comes to protection, you wouldn't settle for Bateman when there's Batman. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's Statefarm.
Don't touch that.
Well, now I want to touch it more. Oh boy. Party clown. Listen, if we're gonna be roomies, no juggling, no magic, no balloon animals. I don't want any weird clown stuff, okay?
All right. Look, you had the Joker, the Riddler, Poison
Two-Face.
Ivy, Two-Face, and the real Batman in it. Supposedly the real Batman. I don't know. I gotta say, it's entertaining. And they kind of went with a Robert Pattinson Batman in a sense. I mean, they had like the Jim Gordon, Catwoman too.
Do we know who Batman was in that?
I don't recognize any of those actors. So, but I feel like if the only Batman we're going to get is this, kind of sad.
That's true. It's probably the best Batman we've seen in a long time.
And we're not going to get a Batman movie in so long with Pattinson. That's going to take forever. And who knows if we'll see Batman in the new James Gunn DC universe. I don't know. Anyways, when I was a kid, things like that would play and I would watch. So
And as a kid, you would buy State Farm insurance
I would buy State Farm, even if I didn't.
because of that.
Let's go to comments.
Craig Wilson, this is still better than Joker 2.
Yes, it was.
Joker Part 2. Tony, Youthful Eagle, Elias, dang, a lot of money went into this.
Yep.
FG1 Astro, this is better than the DCEU.
More ambitious.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely more like toward the animated series end of Batman. I do like that Two-Face.
Now, as the box office struggles and theaters struggle, one solid filmmaker at the box office was Michael Bay. But guess what? Michael Bay can't get greenlit anymore. Now, Michael Bay was a solid, whether you liked his movies or not. They were a bit self-indulgent, not going to lie. But, I mean, Megan Fox never looked better than in the first Transformers. Come on. And he's made movies. Again, he was a solid guy at the box office with big spectacle action. But he cannot get greenlit anymore. Alan, put the story up if you would.
Yes. Yeah.
Here it is.
Michael Bay.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. All right. Here we go. Michael Bay is still a blast, and so is his illegal new parkour movie. We can talk about that later. But I'll get right to the heart of the matter here. So this is from the Hollywood Reporter. So I wanted to ask some other Michael Bay related questions. You're a guy who built a career hits that were both really big tentpole style movies, but aside from Transformers, there were also original ideas and not from existing IPs. Is it tough to get that kind of movie made today? Bay responds, I just had a conference call with Jim Cameron, and we were both commiserating about Hollywood. no one can greenlight anything anymore. It's just so slow. It's very different business. During Armageddon, those were the days. We had Jonathan Hensley, the writer. We sat down for 2 or 3 weeks. We had the NASA guy come into my office. We worked out this 20-minute pitch. We go into former Walt Disney chairman Joe Roth's office. This would be my 3rd movie. And he's like the old-time cool studio exec. He goes, that's going to be my July 4th movie. And I want to name it Armageddon. We walk out and we're both looking at each other. Did he just greenlight that movie? That doesn't happen now, but that's how it happened. How it used to happen. Sorry. This is horrible. But Disney has moved on. He talks about his current movie Parkour, which he couldn't even be a part of until the footage was shot, and then he made the movie or put the movie together under his banner.
And when is Parkour coming out?
It just showed at South by Southwest. But it's basically Parkour is a movie of these parkour artists who basically he gave them ideas of how to shoot it. They have cameras strapped to them. So in IMAX, it's like you are doing the parkour yourself. And because there's no insurance, because there was no safety monitor following this crew of parkour artists, that he couldn't associate himself with the film until after everything was shot.
Yeah. Well, I look, whatever you think of Michael Bay, he was solid. He was clutch with action movies. You kind of need someone like him right now as a solid, get a movie out there that will just bring people into theaters, pack them in. It's a basic action movie. You have fun and that's it. But the fact that he can't get something greenlit like that anymore, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, that was the boon of movie making, especially action films, where you just came up with this wild and outlandish idea. You attach a few names to it, you go into the studio, and then they immediately greenlight it. Now it's all sequels, prequels, and IPs, and because they are risk averse. Even if you hear a great idea like Armageddon or Con Air, they're just not going to greenlight a movie like that anymore, which is sad.
Let's go to your comments here.
I will not eat the bugs. Michael Bay's era has fallen by the wayside since the downfall of the Transformer films. And that was an IP too. If I'm collecting, Bay is a legend. Even his bad movies, we can watch over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah. The Introspect M. Isn't Bay also famous for being on time and budget?
He is. He's also kind of known as a bit of a
hard ass.
I mean, he's a hard ass. He can be kind of but he runs his movie set like a military operation. It's literally a military operation, So make of that what you will.
Yeah. Chaz, there's always some fun to be had watching his movies. Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
and then C Stein 69. We still need popcorn movies like Bay made.
Yeah. Well, think about this. Bay's not around, and not only that, it's he's not around, but who's replaced him? I ask the chat, who has replaced Bay? You need look, when you've got a team, right? You've got your quarterback, your running back, your wide receivers. If one's gone, you have backups for all those positions. Hollywood is not bringing up new talent that can do a movie like Michael Bay. Can anyone name? I mean,
Nolan, kind of.
Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah.
Although I've heard some things about his movie,
about Odyssey
that sound so good.
Yeah.
Little inside knowledge, and they actually built the full-size Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Exists.
But think about it. Also, James Cameron, after Avatar is said and done, can he get a big movie like that, something similar to Avatar, ever made ever again? or is he going to be put off to the side like Michael Bay has? Put out to pasture.
We've got our interview subject coming soon, but I want to let you guys know about something really cool. The Vegas meetup is coming for FNT, the fellowship and whatnot. People are looking for things to do in Vegas. Here's something. The John Wick experience. Okay, this will be around during CinemaCon, during the meetup. It is a full-on experience, like, you know, the hotel in John Wick.
Yeah,
it's the hotel from John Wick. And you can sign up, go to johnwickexperience.com. This is just me telling you something cool. You can there's a lounge, there's stuff to do, a gift shop, there's a bar. It looks awesome. So
you're saying you want to do this when we're at?
I want to do this. I don't want to sign up for a newsletter, but yeah, I saw pictures. It looks great, and I want to do it.
Can you briefly say what the experience is? Like, what are we doing when we?
Maybe it's just. Maybe it's. I mean, like, I don't know, acting out scenes from John Wick, a John Wick themed alcohol. I don't know. What could it be? I mean, you've seen the movies. What would you guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the hell beaten out of me.
True.
By some super hot, sexy assassin.
Well, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay. From David Poland's. Let me start this over here. And I literally, as a public service announcement, I just want to let you guys know about that. So here we go.
Do you need me to find more stories?
No. Here we go.
All right.
Sorry, Alan. I'm setting something up. So you know that they put ads in if you don't talk.
They do. So this is a good place for an ad then.
No, it's a good place to talk.
I know.
Our last story, which is our main story before our special guest joins us. Box office Delusional. This is a story from David Poland's Hot Button. Alan, I'll put this in the private chat for you to read.
All right.
David Poland is someone I probably wouldn't necessarily align with politically. He's more of a lefty. I'm more independent, but he's common sense. David Poland is very common sense. Alan, I gave you the link.
Yeah, I got
it. From a few days ago. The Hot Button is his column. It's at davidpoland.substack.com. His latest editorial, Box Office Delusional. Alan, if you would read from the top.
Yes. I really, really, really had no interest about writing about about another shitty weekend at the box office this week. Simple math. It's the third weekend in a row under 100 million overall at the domestic box office. And worse, these 3 weekends have all been under $80 million. The most recent 2 being under 55 million. We have had only $100 million weekend in our first 10 of the year. Last year, we had 3 in the first 10 weekends because March was loaded, in great part because of the strikes, and the movies were moved out from 2023 to March 2024. That said, we are slightly ahead of last year as of March 9th, 66 million, but behind 2023 by 119 million. But we are about to see those numbers looking much worse, as the balance of the last year's movies included Kung Fu Panda 4, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and Godzilla vs. Kong: The New Empire. This year, the hope is riding on weekend by weekend, Novocaine, Snow White, and A Working Man / Woman in the Yard.
Pause for a second.
Yeah.
The lineup for the first 3 quarters of this year is so weak. Last year we had Dune Part 2.
Yes.
That was the first big hit of last year. This year we could have been Captain America, but that fizzled. Continue, if you would, please.
Even if Novocaine outperforms or overperforms and Snow White is stronger than anticipated, CinemaCon, the first weekend of April, is going to be loaded with anxiety, even with loaded summer on the way. And the studios are blaming everything on Earth other than their programming choices, which brings me to why I'm writing today. It's not just Anthony D'Alessandro, who is more attractive than his current smile-free deadline photo. I keep seeing all these crazy rationalizations for what has long been the presumed unavoidable box office failure of Mickey 17. Deadline, sad weekend for lofty price original sci-fi fare with Mickey 17, opening at 19 million plus, but there are a few to keep in mind. Variety, Mickey 17 struggles against big budget. Hollywood Reporter, box office, Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17 opens to sluggish 19 million in U.S. launch. Subhead, the Warner Brothers film starring Robert Pattinson, still won the weekend despite coming in on a lower end of expectations. Let me give Pam McClintock a little love for writing a reasonably sober piece about the weekend without making excuses for the weak performance of a movie that the studio has been hanging on to, looking for the right dumping ground for over a year. She quotes my 30-year industry pal, Paul something. The best way to assess the overall performance of the theatrical marketplace is to take a broad view rather than allowing a few lackluster weeks to spark sweeping negative pronouncements of the long-term health of the entire industry, says ComScore box office Paul Dergarabedian. All that is being said, buckle up, because in 2025 is set to be a roller coaster ride with some major peaks on the horizon. Things will bounce back as they always do. And then here's the big point. I have to disagree with Paul a bit, is that it's not a few lackluster weeks. The majors have released just 8 films this year to date. Universal released 3, Sony and Warner Brothers 2, Disney 1. Nothing from Paramount, which is their first next weekend with Novocaine. It's a frustrating list. For instance, Paddington in Peru looks underwhelming, but the film is going to pass Paddington 2 in the next few weeks to 10 days. But both of these films feel it isn't quantifiable without being Sony's meeting and budget sheets. Like Sony took soft swings, giving the potential both really well-liked films to do at least 50% more than they will end up doing. The beneficiary, though no fault of its own, Netflix, which has a pay one for Sony. I'm not saying the marketing it wasn't good, just that it wasn't as aggressive as it seems to fit these films.
Yeah, I've read this story. Appreciate you reading it for our audience. Apologies, I had a thank you, Alan. I had a glitch, and I'm back, so don't worry about that. This is a problem. This is a big problem. I think the next, Snow White will probably bomb. Thunderbolts, who knows?
Yeah. Here, let me show you this. Let me show you this article real quick from.
Yeah, please put the other article up. This relates.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Here, maybe. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, to compound on the box office, Jack Quaid's Novocaine aims to dethrone Mickey 17 with a $10 million debut.
That's it. $10 million. Okay, and
it'll be number 1 at the box office.
And beat Mickey 17. How much was the budget of Mickey 17? It was
like 110 million.
Yeah, 110, 120 million. It was crazy. That's insane. That is insane. So this is not good for the industry. I mean, it's sad for theaters nationwide. We already lost 1,000 theaters during COVID. This is not good. It's not good for the industry. Also, when there isn't new movies that people are excited about, does that get them to want to subscribe to Disney Plus or other services?
Or the A-list?
Or the, well, I mean, I'm an A-list guy. I'll go see whatever. but this is sad. We're seeing a look. And by the way, for anyone that's like, it'll never happen, drive-ins used to be a big thing. Do you know how many drive-in movie theaters there were in America in the 1960s? 6,000 screens. Do you know how many exist today? Between 300 and 400. That's it. So, and industry, people's habits change. People's the economy is a big part of it. People being entertained by the internet. You know, for the most part, TikTok, Instagram, social media is free, and social media takes up a lot of people's time for entertainment. You've seen it live with your daughter. Her habit has changed.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get her excited about seeing a movie. The momentum, the movie theaters require momentum. It needs one great movie after another to keep audiences
right, or at least
back to the
let's
theaters.
say one big movie a month.
No, you need 3 big movies a month to keep momentum going.
Yeah, just like in a romantic comedy, a horror film, an action movie, a superhero tentpole. Like they go in cycles and they feed on each other, and it gets you to go to the theater. And hey, maybe I'll check out this indie movie Opus with I think John Malkovich is in it.
Yeah,
I'm going to see it on Thursday. It'll get you to go, well, I've seen everything. What's this? I'll check it out. You know, like it's an all ships rise situation. And when the tent poles are not performing, that's bad. Mickey 17 should have been a tent pole.
Yeah.
I mean, it failed for many reasons. See our review on the channel, but this is a bad sign. And I think July will be the big decider. July is, I think, look, Lilo and Stitch, I think that'll be a hit.
Yeah, that's Memorial Day weekend. I mean, that needs to be.
I think Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts will probably do pretty well. You know, but
yeah. I mean, that article I showed you said that Captain America: Brave New World is the lowest performing Marvel movie ever.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean that's a bad state for theaters and for Marvel to be in at this moment, because now it's really got to build its momentum.
Yeah, well, I like the new Thunderbolts trailer that came out. That is kind of I don't know what it's sort of, a marketing it like an A24 movie.
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm starting to become more excited about Thunderbolts than I am about Superman.
yeah. It's well, there you go. Cool. Let's go to your comments, and we have a special guest waiting very patiently, which we will get to. Let's go to your comments here.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Let me start with the top.
Okay, CD Sign 69. We still need popcorn movies like Bay Made. Yeah, I think we read that one, but
yeah,
it's still true. Solomon Thornton, not the first box office has been down in history of film, sadly. Patrick Lemire, simple solutions. Don't stream movies for a minimum of 6 months. Retrain the audience.
They need to retrain audiences.
Suns and Shadows. Chris, there was your screen unseen we passed on. Did we miss if you liked it or not? The wife was like, with the movie, or would you have joined it? I saw that screen unseen.
That was last week. It was Novocaine.
No, okay. This week was magazine. This week was Magazine Dreams,
which we'll talk about next week.
But oh my God,
I have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, me too. Tom H. Mickey didn't tank because of politics, just no interest. Absolutely, and Novocaine will be the same way.
Well, we shall see. Yeah. We shall see. And now, as we like, let me set this up better on our channel here. I like to set things up. I like to set things up, Alan.
Yes, I know.
Now, as we are so fortunate to do on this channel, we talk to filmmakers who have movies in release. A new action movie is coming out. Silent Zone. We have the director with us. Let's talk to Peter Deak, the director of Silent Zone. And I've got a little thing here. Here it is. Yeah, let's go. Hey, Peter.
Sorry.
How are you?
I'll get this. There we go.
There we go. Hey, Peter. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you to be here.
Yeah, tell us about Silent Zone, and then we will look at the trailer with us.
Okay, so yes, actually, Silent Zone is my first feature film as a director. I live in Budapest, Hungary, which is a very interesting place to create movies, because I don't know how ordinary people are familiar with it, but Budapest, the capital of Hungary, is the biggest filmmaking hub in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that lots and lots of US productions coming here to shoot. Like last year, the film industry was $1.5 billion in a country that's only 9 million people live in.
Wow.
So it means that actually 98% of the productions shooting here are US or Scandinavian, French, UK, or Asian productions, but mainly from the US. And Hungary created a very, very professional filmmaking crew, filmmaking knowledge experience. But the Hungarian films could never break the borders of Hungary. So 99% of Hungarian movies are only distributed in Hungary in Hungarian language. So when I started as a director, I did mainly commercials, but 8 years ago I started to do English language shorts, where our aim was to practice English language filmmaking. And during that time, I started to co-produce other movies. And we always wanted to fill in the gap, to shoot in Hungary feature films using the production expertise and all what we have here in Hungary, the infrastructure, the knowledge, but to do our own stories, our own ideas, our own creative, not just only doing production service for the US productions, and create films that are good to be distributed anywhere in the world outside Hungary.
Well, let's take a look at the trailer, and then we have a lot of questions from our audience. So I'm going to share a screen here. Let's take a look.
This is the Silent Zone. No one is gonna help you. You can only count on yourself. Always change your position. You stop, you die. You are hunted by the most dangerous animal on the planet. Humans.
Scout?
Yeah. So the pack must be nearby.
Put your hands up!
I thought we were far enough.
Far enough don't exist, sweetheart.
Well, damn. That
Nice.
looks amazing. Wow. How did you get such production value out of like, being in Hungary? That looks epic.
I mean, do you have buildings with trees growing on top of them? Is that?
Yeah. How we created the script is actually that we have the base concept of the film, and we finalize the script parallel with the location scouting. And actually those places are former Soviet military bases, because before the 90s, there were Soviet troops stationing in Hungary and in all Eastern Europe. And there are so many that actually for their families, they built up entire small cities with own schools or kindergarten, own supermarket, own theaters, etc. And these small cities are abandoned since the 90s. So actually we use that to create this world, and all of those locations were real in the movie.
Well, you had to have some digital enhancement and computer effects.
Or did you?
Or did you? I don't know.
We had around 400 visual effect shots in the film. Most of them you can't see because, of course, there are we have a CG crowd, 3D CG crowd, where we created more zombie crowd than the extras and stunts we have. We created CG 3D explosions and this stuff. But there are lots of invisible visual effects in there. Like we had a plane scene where we couldn't use a plane flying in the air with a fake tail number because of legal and flying restrictions. We had to use the real tail number on the plane, so we had to replace all of the plane shots, those and the zombie eyes, etc. So it added up, and we had 400 in the end.
Well, by the way, the first Star Wars movie had 400 visual effect shots.
Yeah, but it was much difficult to do these shots back then than now.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah,
much easier now.
Well, there's still practical shots. Yeah, practical effects.
Hey, we've got over 2,000 people watching live, and we have a ton of questions and comments. Can we go to these comments? My colleague Alan will read them. Let's go. Okay, here we go.
All right, from AD Ellis. With all the film tax incentives in Hungary, how has the influx of Western production filming in the country impacted the indie filmmaking community in the country? Are there more well-trained crews? Yeah, I think you addressed
Yes, absolutely. This is a very professional question. And yeah, we have a 30% tax rebate, which really ramped up the production. Hungary was the first one who introduced this tax rebate. A Hungarian film producer, Andy Vajna, started it, who is actually the producer of the Terminator movies and Rambo films and those productions. And he came back to Hungary and started all this. And it's really, 30 years ago, nobody spoke any English in Hungary. The working language was Hungarian, and maybe the second language was German or Russian. Now everybody in the film industry speak English, at least in a working level, and they really got the taste and the knowledge how US productions want movies to be made. So Hungarian filmmakers have their unique Hungarian style, but now they also know the American style.
Yeah, and
so they
being
benefit
in English, and then using English is the way to break out of the Hungarian market into a more worldwide audience or worldwide market. That's what you were saying.
That's right. That's right. So of course, streaming service providers changed that a little bit, because now people, I believe, more open to foreign language films as well than like 15 years ago. But that was our plan. So most of the actors were UK and US actors, but like in but the two main actresses in the film, Abigail, played by Luca Pop, and Megan, played by Nicolette Barabash, they are Hungarian actresses. One of them is living in Los Angeles, the other one is in Dublin, but of course they came here to shoot the film. And what we did is actually we started the distribution from the US. So the US is the first release, and then Germany going to be the second one in a couple of weeks.
All right, Jim T. They did it without SAG or Hollywood?
Without SAG, absolutely. So it was a kind of low budget production, but our slogan was to do high production value with a low budget. And yeah, we haven't used SAG actors, and of course, for a budget this low, it's also possible, to skip SAG. And what is very interesting, that there are a lot of native English-speaking US and UK actors living in Hungary, in Budapest permanently, because they realize that actually if they go audiences and go to castings here in Budapest, they got more jobs in the big US production as they would live in Los Angeles.
A lot of positive comments on the trailer. I'm glad we showed it. Dark Hierophant, great drone shots. Vimes, love the 90s voiceover. And then Uncle Jimmy, this film looks like a lot of fun. I am so there. Congrats to you, Mr. Peter Deak. And
thank you.
Sons and Shadows says, I'm in. So people are liking this movie.
Thank
some
you.
other questions here, Alan, if you would.
Yeah. Greetings, Sir Peter. What was your approach to filming the action sequences?
Well, what I wanted to skip is that, like when those iconic action shots happened, when Steven Spielberg did the Indiana Jones trilogy, the action shots were wider shots. You could clearly see what happened, and in the last 10 years, there was a new trend, to do lots of close-ups, very fast editing. Nobody know what is happening. And we really wanted to go in a way to use wider shots to see what is happening, not to do so many fast cuts, but it has had to do a lot more work to do that kind of stuff, because we spent 3 months with the main actors. And in the 3 months, we had like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday stunt choreography and physical training. And then Tuesday and Thursday, we have acting rehearsals. And we did it with the two main characters for 2-3 months, and more than 1 month with the other main characters.
So many positive comments here. Look at this. Tony, Youthful Ego, Ilias, congratulations. God bless Hungary. And Malwinus says, a Hungarian zombie movie? That is interesting. And then a good questions here from Adelis 24. Alan, if you would.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I do appreciate the fact that you said Indiana Jones trilogy. But from Adelis 24, what was behind the decision to start your own production company, Cisplex Film? And how has it made things easier for you to make your own creative ideas come to life?
It's not easy to answer in short, but I try to summarize it. So I started filmmaking when I was 17. And when I was 17, I did a short film that won an award in the Barcelona Film Festival and the Miami International Film Festival. So I started as a passionate young boy who wanted to be a director. And I directed no-budget short films. So our aim was to buy our first mini DV camcorder, the Canon white-colored. It was a famous camcorder back then. XL1S or something like that, and that was our aim back then. And then I studied at the Technical University in Budapest, then in the New York Film Academy, and that was the time in 2008 when the Red One released. Mm-hmm. And because I studied in the Technical University informatic engineering, we started to exchange mails with the Red team. And back in 2007, they were very open to discussions about the camera and everything. So I used that knowledge and I submitted as a personal lab work in the university. So we found it out that what if we would be the first company to buy the first RAD cameras and bring them to Hungary? So we bought the first 2 RAD cameras bring them to Hungary, and we rented them out in the first two films in 2008 that was shot on Red in Hungary. And then it turned out that the Hungarian laboratories couldn't do the post-production of that. So we've created our own post-production studio with a small screening room. That's why I'm sitting now in our screening room. Back then, only Assimilate Scratch was the color grading DI software that was able to color grade natively the reds. So we bought Scratch color grading station then, and we started to become a camera rental company and a post-production studio. And slowly, how the years went, now we have only cameras, lighting, grip, units, special effects, everything to rent those out. And we also have in parallel our own post-production studio. And this created the base to start to think of doing our own productions.
A lot of more positive comments. Just a couple here. Lord Comment for 2. Hungry zombies from Hungary. That's awesome. And Christopher Moonlight Productions. I love how today's indie filmmakers going back to older movies. There are only 3 Indiana Jones movies to inspire them. Gives me hope for the future of film. Here's a question, Alan.
Yeah, from Valinius. Will the movie be shown at fantasy film festivals this year in Europe?
I don't know if it's possible to screen it. I don't know the rules of Fantasy Film Festival. Yeah. So if the rules won't forbid it because it's already been released in some countries, then absolutely yes. Yeah.
ADL's 24. What's the biggest difference you notice when transitioning from filming in your native Hungarian to begin working in the English language?
It's for me, it's working in English and directing English language actors is the normal. So as a producer, I'm going to do a Hungarian language comedy this year. And I thought about it first if I want to direct it or not, and then I decided not, because it's not where I feel myself comfortable. So basically, in our studio, 90% of the post-production jobs and every other projects we do is English language. So I'm more confident if I do a film in English language than in Hungarian language.
I Will Not Eat the Bugs. How has it been working with Saban Films? The studio has been releasing interesting genre films for quite a while now. And do they offer a lot of notes or allow you a final cut?
This film, so we only approached Saban Films when we already have the finished film.
Mm-hmm.
So they came on as the distributor in North America, Australia and New Zealand, but that time we already had a final cut of the film. They haven't asked for any change in the movie. The only thing they asked if they can do a new trailer of the movie, and in the end they used a shorter version of our trailer because they thought that ours is a little too long. But beside this, they accepted it as it was.
And I have a last question. Is the movie out? Is it in theaters? Like, when's it coming?
Well, as I know, it's already released in pay-per-view VOD channels.
Oh, good. It came out yesterday.
This week, yeah.
So it's out.
And yes, that's right. I just got a news this day that in Australia on Apple TV, it was top 7 or top 8 in the horror category in the views. So I suppose in a couple of weeks, it's going to go after a window to streaming VOD as well. And as I know, there's already a DVD and Blu-ray release in the US. In Australia, I saw a photo of the first copies of the Blu-ray. And I know that in Germany, they finished the German dubbing, and the German version, Blu-ray and DVDs, is also come around the end of April. And just yesterday news that the Japanese distributor will do a Japanese dubbing. So there's going to be a Japanese version as well. So hopefully it's going to be in a lot of countries, so all Europe or North and South America. I think the most countries in Asia as well.
Yeah, I'm showing it's currently on Prime Video, on Amazon Prime Video right now, so you can rent it today.
This answers Suns and Shadows questions. Any chance for a physical media release? Very interested regardless. Well, I gotta say, no, go ahead.
You have to search on your own countries for DVD and Blu-ray releases, because probably it will happen. So or even if you're in Europe, but in your country there's no release, you can order it from the German Amazon, and it has an English language as well.
Peter, I want to say thank you for joining us on the Film Threat live cast today. Congrats on the film, and come back when you have another movie.
I definitely will. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care. See ya.
Bye.
That was great.
I know. Hollywood is not the dream. Go to Hungary. Yeah.
I like when we do these interviews and show the trailer. A lot of the films we do are not, the films we cover are not always the big, release or they got. So to give you a little taste of the movie is a good thing. So Alan and I are busy this week. Busy week. We have so many movies to review on Friday. We've got Novocaine, The Day the Earth Blew Up, Opus, Black Bag, and also another, The Electric State on Netflix. Going to be a very, very busy week. So Alan and I, are you going to the movies? I'm going to the movies tonight.
I am. I'm actually seeing Novocaine and 4DX tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
How?
There's a 4DX screening of Novocaine, and I'm going to it. It's at Regal Theaters.
Wow, if there's any movie, that would be a good movie in 4DX. So, all right. So we will be back. And hey, Suns and Shadows gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Thank you. Look at our members only videos. Lots of great stuff in there. And offers for members. And so thank you, Suns and Shadows. And thank you to our mod, Lord Thoth. And thank you I am so tired. Last night, went to this party after the Hans Zimmer movie, and I am exhausted. Oh, wait, one last super here.
Yeah, Lord Comment for 5. Did you fellas already talk on Snow White? It's gonna flop so hard.
We did talk about it. We did talk about it earlier.
Yeah, the indicators are not good, but
and Alan and I, by the way, Alan and I are seeing Snow White next Tuesday. Question: should we do an emergency late night live cast? Yes or no?
I think we should do it's up to the audience, but I'm for the out of the theater reaction.
Should we just do an out of the theater reaction?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll talk on Friday.
Yeah.
We'll talk on Friday. So that's it for us. Also want to thank Atomic Lori, Glenuccio, Alan. I'll thank Alan.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. And we'll cheers to all the crunchy beavers. And wait, I can't even show that. Can't even show that. And shout out to everyone on Rumble. We appreciate you. Things have been buggy lately, I gotta say. With StreamYard, and it's yeah.
So I'm trying to find that crunchy beaver comment.
Wait, a last minute one here.
Aurora uplinks for 5. Star Wars idea: follow a slimy hut who is hilarious, makes wild ass cracks at everyone he deals with, and wins something as a 3D animated cartoon.
And wins sometimes.
There
you go. Thank you for that. I think Star Wars needs all the ideas they can get. So there you Yeah, StreamYard sucks. We've been having, I froze. It is what it is. Played by Amy Schumer. Yeah, no makeup. She'd be perfect. So there you go. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone in the chat who gave a super chat, or just everyone who supports us, and all of our members. We appreciate you. We will be back on Friday with lots of reviews and news and the latest on Snow White, probably. Right,
Yeah.
Alan?
Yeah, there will always be a Snow White story. It's the Acolyte all over again.
It's Acolyte times, I don't know, a bunch.
Indie horror films scare the living bejesus out of my grape juice and crackers.
What was that all about?
I don't know.
What's going on here?
Hey,
What's happening?
We gotta get rid of something. Oh wait, another comment here.
Yes, Aurora uplinks for 5. Or I guess the traditional story of a man and an alien trying to make it in the galaxy works too. This doesn't have to be read. Always have fun, guys.
Well, thanks. We read it anyway.
Yeah,
dude, I gotta say, I'm so tired. I can't believe I survived the show and Gary's show in the morning.
I know he let you off early too. So
yeah, and I'm still exhausted. Yeah, take a nap. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate the advice. All right, we'll be back on Friday, and I can't wait. Alan,
let's get out of here.